Heavy hitter time. Cosmo Macero, fresh back from Foxborough, watching the Pats rout the Broncos last night. Peter Kadges, fresh back from the Brattle Theater, where he caught a screening of W. Let's face it, we know that's coming if it hasn't already. Cosmo back on the Pats bandwagon, by the way.
Oh yeah, like I fell off. Makes that Red Sox loss feel a little bit better. Everybody was writing this team off, not me. Go Pats.
You done? You got to keep going with this?
Talk all day.
Castle for Heisman?
No, slow down.
Let's talk politics first, gentlemen, before we get to the sports. 2 weeks from today, gentlemen, we all go to the polls. We cast our ballots in the presidential race. By most polls, Barack is up by about 5%. He's outspending McCain 5-1 on television. Cosmo, is there any way, with those two facts at hand, that McCain can close this gap and make a race?
It's really hard to change the way things are going if you're being outspent and you're behind and you're being outraised. Obama, the way he's raising money is really an important referendum on his candidacy. Small dollar amounts, contributors coming back again and again, lots of contributors in small dollars. It's a huge referendum on his candidacy. It's really hard for McCain to close that gap if he can't spend. And, like we talked about the last couple of weeks, can't get out of his own way on messaging. It's going to be tough.
McCain tells us that he's happy where he is, Peter, and his internals tell him he's coming on strong. When Barack raises $150 million in the month of September alone, how do you fight? It's always about the money, and he's got way more than McCain.
Well, it almost always is about the money. It's usually about the money. And as Cosmo pointed out, the fact that this money is coming from average citizens, Citizen Joes, if you will, is very intriguing. But as the Wall Street Journal pointed out on its front page yesterday, the same day that it was revealed that Obama had this, massive fundraising, McCain had an uptick in the polls. To me, it's still awfully close. I think this is a really wacky election out there, and I do think it's possible for McCain to close the gap. I think it would be tough. I'd say watch for Reverend Wright to make an appearance about 4 or 5 days before the election.
I think he needs to make news as opposed to just sort of showing up on the campaign for the news conferences. He needs to be a little more mavericky, to steal a phrase from Tina Fey.
When Colin Powell endorses Obama, that's not helping anybody.
It's not helping, but McCain's got to find a way to make an impact with the free media he's getting every day, just being out there on the campaign, because he's not able to match up on the paid media.
All right, speaking of money, and it's all about the money, let's go closer to home here, because front page story in the Boston Globe today, we find out that Attorney General Martha Coakley is looking into the Speaker, Sal DeMacy, and his relationship with Richard Vitale, the guy who gave him that infamous third mortgage. Now, Peter, never a good thing when the Speaker's being investigated by the Attorney General.
No, it's not. Although I wonder what took her so long. I mean, the Secretary of State's office, which is at best a regulator with no law enforcement policy, has been far more out in front of this than she has. The Ethics Commission's been on it. I mean, in fairness to Attorney General Coakley, maybe she needs others to do work for him, but it is not good news for Sal DeMacy.
Some say that, Coakley looking into it may be good because lately her investigations have yielded we're not going to go after anybody, Cosmo. On the other hand, you got $600,000 involved here that they're looking into, and how he got that and whether it was through his relationship with Sal. Is this the beginning of the end for Sal?
I'm not so sure. I do think that the constitutional officers here are fulfilling their role. Certainly, Bill Galvin, and maybe the pace of things with the Attorney General isn't as what people would like. The real lesson here is that if you're going to influence public policy, if you're going to try to impact state purchasing decisions, the most important thing you can do, the thing you have to do, is disclose and make it clear, I'm trying to influence public policy. I'm trying to influence purchasing decisions. When that doesn't happen, and that disclosure doesn't appear to have happened, you get into a lot of trouble. Bill Galvin has stepped up and done what he does very well in ferreting that out. Now the Attorney General is fulfilling her role.
If things do happen in threes, Peter, Flaherty, Finneran, and now DeMacy, what is it about that position?
Well, it's a high-profile job. I think part of what it is that the Speaker of the House and the Senate President in some way are, in many ways, more powerful than the governor. I think the power goes to the head. One quick point, though. This is an investigation more about one of the people around DeMacy. So he is one step removed, and you have to make an important connection there. Is it troubling? Yes. Will DeMacy be implicated? We don't know.
Quickly, we got a minute, gentlemen. You heard the story up in Peabody. The Peabody police have a new contract with the city, which involves them getting a holiday on 9/11, or if they work at time and a quarter. First city in the country to have that. What's your gut reaction, Cosmo?
I'm puzzled by it. I never saw something like this coming. I don't think they've got a holiday like that, say, in New York. So I find it very puzzling and highly unusual.
Well, maybe they fear a terrorist attack in Salem, and the policemen are going to rest up on 9/11 so they can be ready for it. Look, this is all about the flag bill. It's all about the flag bill. There's a complicated series of trade-offs. In the end result of this is that the town fathers in the city of Salem they just don't want to save the taxpayers' money.
And there will be no flagmen in Peabody as a result of this. Peter Kagis, Cosmo Macero, they are the heavy hitters.